Hi guys, I would like to share with you some of my results from having the opportunity to do a workshop with a lovely lady called Caroline Bell. Now I'm in the United Kingdom, and Caroline Bell, she has done a couple of books related to eco-dyeing on paper plus onto fabric. So rather than hold you back, I'm going to just share with you the results. It was a day workshop. She is known to do longer versions. You can get a couple of days, long weekends, or even you can do week workshops. She has a tendency to use her work, obviously, on fabric in the textile world. Now, you see in front of you, we were asked to bring a variety of papers. So this is a really thin style of tissue paper here. We used eucalyptus leaves, we used dogwood, we used oak, we used maple. We also had the opportunity to just capture these particular flowers here onto some lovely nice watercolour paper here. I've got my dyer's book here. This isn't a book written by Caroline Bell, but it is a lovely book on natural plant dyes, and I just want to share with you, this was the dyer's corpus. I may have said that incorrectly, that's why I've got a photograph, and this was the results from the flowers, which I thought was pretty awesome. I'm not going to talk about mordants today, and as you can see, this was my book on wild colour by Jenny Dean. Now, we used a variety of mordants, and we used a copper solution, an iron solution, and then you can also use like crystal soda, or soda crystals, which is like a soap, a salt. So we've got some beautiful results here. Now, she also, this is a selection of like an insert, so this is like a secondary print. This isn't the original, and this is on lining paper. One thing that we discovered, that you can get good results very cheaply on lining paper. So this is the paper that you line your walls with at home. So always worth going out and having a little look, especially if you're looking for a cheap alternative to cardi paper or mixed media paper. Talking about cardi paper, I have a little booklet that I started. There's some sewing done here with silk threads, and you will also see that what I've done is enclose some some kimono silk here. Some of it had patterns on. This is eucalyptus here. Some of it was plain. So we've got selections of silk that has also been dyed using the eco-dyed. It was put in a bowl of warm boiling water for half an hour, no longer, with leaves printed either side. We've done some stitching, and this is a lovely variety of a book that is work in progress. And so some of it is better than others in different selections. So that was just plain silk and cardi paper. You can machine very nicely into cardi paper. I also love my tea bags, as you probably already know. I brought some cheap tea bags, some round ones, and this particular time, rather than boil them, we slit them open and emptied the tea bag completely out, and thus then enclosed them in selections of papers that were due to be eco-dyed with different leaves inside. And so we've got some lovely purple hues going on in these tea bags, and I will carry on and do some stitching. Some are obviously better than others, but yet again I just found that this to be a lovely result. Now just look at the beautiful purple hues that we've got going on in this particular tea bag. So this is work in progress, experimental, but as I said, the tannin, the actual tea on these were taken out. They were not boiled, they were just freshly put in, and I think they'll be very effective later on when they're stitched. So, as I said, variety of papers here, a very thin handmade paper going on here. Much thicker cardy paper on this particular one. The eucalyptus, she tended, rather than using, in our case, the eucalyptus that's grown in the UK outside, she actually purchased her eucalyptus from the floral selection rather than actually take our homegrown eucalyptus. Now, also a love of mine is working with repurposing, and in my case, sugar bags. So that is a sugar bag here that I've eco-dyed. It really does take, it's very robust. You can take the bean boiled for half an hour very easily. Admittedly, yep, you've got a print, but as you can see, the print hasn't come off at all. And so we've got a lovely variety here. And this was a day's workshop, so we obviously had around about 10 of us every half an hour placing something inside the pot to play experimental. So I think we're running closer to the edge. I've got my tea bags that I'm going to put to one side. Let me see what else I've got, if anything. We also experimented, I said, about with mordants. And this here is one of my test pieces. Now you can see a variety of results. This was just boiled, this is mixed media paper here, so this is watercolour, and we just boiled the leaves with no mordants at all. And then we came back and we decided to paintbrush with copper sulphur, soda ash, and then iron. And these were the variations of results. So even if you just boil your product separately, you can get a variation of results later on down the line. And I think you'll find that it really did play havoc with the sugar bag when I actually hit it with some copper sulphur. Anyway guys, that was literally a very, very brief overview and a quick look at my day with Caroline Bell. Catch up with you later guys. Bye bye.